Hello, my lovelies. We're going to do a pick a pile today for your spiritual guidance. So pile 1 or pile 2, they have the same amount of cards in each one. It will both be in the same video. I'll timestamp pile number 2 in the comments. So pile 1, this is for you. Pile 2, you will be in the end of the video. So we're going to start with the angel guides. They're saying that there's a sacred plan for your life and that you need to trust the path that you're on. They tell me that there's something that you feel like maybe you're not in alignment or you're unsure of if you're doing the right thing. So they want you to know that feeling fear is a call for love. So if we're operating out of fear, that's the ego that's in control. We need to have our intuition in alignment. That means we're operating out of our heart space and our intuition. There also needs to be a focus on nutrition. Are you taking good care of your vessel? If you're not, I feel like you could be feeling a little bit under the weather. Maybe you're not feeling at your best. So focus on taking good care of you. Get outside in sunshine, fresh air, drink plenty of water, hydrate. Obviously, that's important, but focus on taking good care of your vessel. The Star Keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Another reason to get outside, ground your energy, do it often. I feel like it helps us to kind of rid our body of all the negative stuff that's going on, and we focus on more positive energy, so it's important. There's also a lesson in forgiveness for somebody this week. So if you feel like that's for you, Spirit's asking you to forgive. I feel like there's a big lesson in that. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love, right? We can't be in flow with love. We're operating in fear otherwise. So forgiveness is a gift that we give ourselves. And Master Jesus, forgiveness. So definitely 2 cards talking about forgiveness. So that's pile 1's lesson. You are on a path of light, love, and forgiveness, and Father healing is possible at this time. 5D is also known as Christ consciousness. So it's about love and light, right? It's about energetically tapping into that wisdom, realizing that we're all connected and that we shouldn't harbor any sort of negative feelings towards another. We should forgive them because it's not our job to judge anyone. It's our job to just exist and spread love and light. So really important. All right, we're going to pull 7 tarot cards. So we start with the Queen of Swords. Somebody could be a little bit cold. I feel like this person needs to soften their heart. I feel like they have a really cold, rough exterior. I feel like they might cut people's heads off a little bit. So somebody who could be a little bit challenging to deal with. There is some sort of celebration that's coming in for you guys, though. I feel like the celebration is more around being in alignment, maybe getting good news about health and nutrition, as well as like letting go of the resentment and the forgiveness actually coming through. The Devil tells us that we could be struggling with things like addiction, codependency, toxic cycles repeating. We need to work on releasing those things. There is some sort of decision about love. I feel like there's a connection that maybe is a little toxic in your life. Choose healthy over toxic every time. And the Hanged Man in the reverse tells us that you're making a decision. So I feel like you're seeing things differently this week, and that allows you to go in a different direction, something that's better for you. The Moon tells us that there's going to be some sort of illusion that's revealed. So anything that is hidden from you is going to come to light. It'll be exposed if there's any sort of deception, so you can choose which direction you want to go. And there will be some sort of ending, death and rebirth, so transformation and closing out cycles that are no good for you. Trust the sacred plan for your life. Know that Spirit's always got your back, and if you feel disconnected, it's really time for you to tap in, listen to your guidance, your intuition, and most importantly, love and light. Pile 2, you're up next. All right, pile 2, we're going to start with the angels. They need you to listen deeply. I feel like they're trying to connect with you. They might be trying to communicate with you through sign symbols, synchronicities, intuition. It could be any number of ways, but they will find a way to get the message across. They're simply asking you to listen. So whatever the message is, make sure that you receive it. And once you've received it, acknowledge it. Simply say, thank you, message received, and they will come through with different information. Spirit needs you to know that you're supported on your path. You could also be seeing dragonflies in your everyday waking life in some way, shape, or form. Outside in the universe, it could be on social media. Maybe you see like, they're showing me like a little pin or something, like a jewelry of some kind pinned to somebody's jacket or shirt, I feel like you could see a dragonfly, so that would be confirmation for you. All right, the Lost Dragon tells us that it's time for us to appreciate everything that we have while we have it. Remember that loss or grief is an obstacle to show us what we have, to appreciate it while we have it. And so that shows that it was meaningful to us. So appreciate the things you have, the people in your life, everything while you have it, because sometimes it's too late. So we want to make sure that we're focused going forward. You could be dealing with grief and loss, so that's something that's a personal timeline. I feel like you just need to make sure that you're working through the steps to heal, that's an important part. We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. So you're entering a new phase in your life. The portal, the doorway, it's a step forward in a new direction. Know that you're supported on your path. I feel like it's really important that you take that first step. You might be a little bit afraid to do so, but you are supported on your path. So take the step and go forward. You have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. I feel like Spirit's trying to align you with like-minded individuals or people that are going to help you in the next phase. Remember, you're going through a portal or a doorway into something new, something unknown for you. So Spirit's going to help you to activate. So not Kamara, light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. If you're listening to Spirit, it's coming through loud and clear. They want you to know that they will help you. They will guide you where you're supposed to be as long as you listen. So don't ignore where Spirit's trying to take you. I feel like it's going to be a beneficial thing. All right. Watch out for the company that you keep. The Seven of Swords is about liars, cheaters, thieves, manipulators, and untrustworthy people. So maybe that's who's being removed from your life, and it's not that big of a loss because they're people that you don't want anyway. It's also going to help you to balance things out. Maybe in your finances, you've had to really pinch pennies. You're going through this doorway. I feel like it's towards abundance. It's something that's better. The Empress energy. So creation, birth as a portal, right? Birth as a portal. So I do feel like you're stepping into your divine feminine energy. Male or female doesn't matter in tarot. We have both. So this is about creation. This is maybe some pregnancy newses are going to be announced as well. But I feel like this is about abundance. This is about creating something that you really want. Ace of Swords. Some truth or clarity will be shed on this situation, right? Because Spirit's trying to remove things, people, situations that don't serve your highest good. They want you in better energy. And the Queen of Wands. You could be commanding a lot of attention. She's also a master manifester. So I feel like you could be kind of in the spotlight in a way. You might have a lot of eyes or a lot of attention on you in coming days. And I feel like this person is really passionate, driven, outspoken, but also really an independent person. So that might be something that you're a little leery, I feel like, of new relationships, new friendships, because you like your independence. So that might be kind of funny. Spirit is telling me that you might be so independent, and that could be something that this other person is really looking for. I read the Four of Wands as marriage, commitment, happiness, expansion. It's a card that tells us we're going towards stability. It's something that you're building a solid, stable foundation so that it'll stand the test of time. I feel like that's ultimately what you're looking for. If you're in hyper independent mode, then you're in masculine energy. You're not in feminine energy because that's receiving. Masculine is the one that's the doer. Receiving energy is feminine energy. So you're like trying to find the balance is what it feels like between I have to do everything myself and hyper independent versus I'm open to receive. And so that's a juggling act that I feel like Spirit's trying to help you. So it's okay to have boundaries. In fact, it's a really good thing. It's necessary. So I feel like pile 2, you're needing to really focus on you right now. And so you might need some boundaries with people. You might also be cutting people off, cutting things off that don't serve your highest good because Spirit's trying to align you with a new path, full of abundance, full of creation, full of clarity, and full of new beginnings. So you have to ask yourself, is what you're doing working? Or do you maybe need to chuck it in the fuck it bucket and go in a new direction? Have a great week.